Yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome to today's session. Oh, no one is live. Just James and I. Okay, so today is another day for us to do something better, something great, something wonderful. And what are we doing today? Very simple. Just talking about productivity. James, how are you doing?
Yeah, Ellie,
Yep,
good evening from my side. Doing great. What about you?
I'm good. So some people are live with us. Just drop a comment on where you are watching us from. As for expectation, I think we've taken a lot of expectation. So just drop where you are watching us from in the comment section live. Okay, so as you do that, when I was trying to design the PowerPoint, when I was trying to design the PowerPoint, I noticed that it just felt like I had a lot to say, and having a PowerPoint would just make things too complicated for me. So I decided to just pen down my thoughts. So I'll share my thoughts with you. Oh, I don't want to share my entire screen. Okay. Okay, so about productivity, one thing that happens is that most often people mistaken productivity for being busy. So usually boys talk about not sleeping, being awake in the night, and I've not slept for decades, I've not slept for years, and thinking that that is actually productivity. But in reality, productivity is not just being busy, it goes beyond that. So that's one of the things I want people to understand in in this. Um, it also doesn't just mean that you are achieving a lot. Okay, so there are times that you're achieving a lot, but you're not productive. So, example, you can be getting about 60% in exams whilst your colleagues are making about 20%. It also doesn't mean you are productive. It's actually a very relative term. These are some of the things that we have to understand when you are talking about productivity. Can you see my screen as in the text? From my side, when I view it from your side, it looks a little small.
Yeah,
James, can you give me a confirmation?
I can see, but if you just zoom in a bit, I'm sure it would help.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Oh, I think this is rather worse. Oh, okay, I think let's maintain it this way. So, just a general introduction about what the entire thing is. So, the human edge is actually a framework that we are trying to develop. And what we are trying to do is to develop three parts of our body, that's the head, the heart, and the hand. This is something that came to mind when I was going to SHS. I happened to be admitted to a school that believed in training the head, heart, and hand of people. Now, whenever you want to do anything, these parts of your body must be involved. If they are not involved, some aspect of the things will be missing. Example, if you want to do something, you have to use your head to think. the mindset is very important. The planning, thinking about the thing, it comes from the mind. It comes from the mind. And you have to be dedicated to the thing. So aside you having the plan that you want to do it, you have to be dedicated with the thing. So there are times that you are somewhere, but you are absent. It means your heart is not even there. And there are times that you are there, you have the motivation to do it, you really want to do it, but you just don't want to you just don't want to put your hands in the mud and then build. So these three parts of our body are very essential when you're talking about productivity. So, example, you are a student, you want to learn, you go to the library, you spend 8 hours in the library. Yes, in your head, you want to learn, but when you go to the library, your mind wasn't there, your hands went. So, in this case, the hand in here doesn't just refer to the part of the body called a hand, but rather any part of your body that has to do the work. Okay. So I will also be introducing some of the tools to you. So sometimes I use napkin, especially during my undergrad. Or yeah, I use napkin just to generate generic designs like this. So this is just a diagram exhibiting everything that I just spoke about. After going through these PDFs, then I want to speak from my head. I think that makes things a little better for me, even though it will not look structured. So I was talking about the head, the heart, and then the hand. Now, productivity goes beyond what you see. Okay. So when someone is being productive, it doesn't also mean that, okay, you're writing 5 books a day, you are doing this a day. It goes beyond it. It means that you have to reduce attention to certain things, prioritize. When we are talking about time management, I'll talk about orders. So the this work itself is actually what I'm presenting is actually just to lay the foundation and not to keep you waiting whilst we wait for other people. So the mindset has already been there already. Things that kill productivity. Number one, when you overplan, you kill productivity. When you overthink, you kill productivity. There are times that when you even overtake actions, you also kill productivity. The essence of productivity is not just to get optimized results, but sustainability is also there. So, example, software engineers will kill themselves for a project. And then at a point in time, not just software engineers, but workers, example, a student, you learn the entire semester, a day to the paper, and you are sick. Yes, you have been very productive, you've learned all right, but on the day of accountability, you were nowhere to be found. So you see that there's a deficiency um, in there. Now, another thing also is that you can also take actions. Example, you want to be financially free. You can be saving money, but if you're not saving money in the right way, it means that yes, you are saving money, all right. When someone asks you, are you saving money? Yes, you are saving money, but are you saving it in the right direction? A student, you are learning to pass exams. Then, whilst maybe the topic is so broad, communication skills. I think that's something everybody in the university will do. Communication skills. While the subjects was a course that your lecturer thought was limited, you were focusing on oral communication. Meanwhile, the exams will be based on written communication. So yes, you learned all right, but the direction was also different. This is not to tell you that always focus on what your lecturer is teaching, but the key point is you have to identify your goal. So when you identify your goal, then you know where to shoot. Okay. Sometimes also waiting for someone to motivate you, or even waiting for yourself to motivate you. That is also a killer. Now, when we look at all this, then we now understand why sometimes we are not being productive. So you decide that, okay, I will learn, I will learn, I will learn. Then procrastination comes in, I will watch, I will watch. Then by the time you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will, and so nothing is being done. So do we get it? Another thing too is that when you set the goals too big, you're very over ambitious. It also kills your productivity. Okay. Now, later on this year, somewhere in the second half, we'll be talking about knowing yourself, which is very important in this. Okay. Building productive habits. Number one, you have to learn how to break tasks down. You want to save, you want to make, let's say, 100,000 Ghana cedis in a month. You can't just make that in a year, in certain situations, but rather you can ask yourself, okay, so what can I do to save 10 Ghana cedis and then invest that 10 Ghana cedis into something? Break that money down. Okay. So when you break things down, it makes it very simple for you. Sorry. The next thing I want to talk about is environment. This has been one of the key points in my personal life. I always use this analogy that if I invite you to an empty room, what you will find yourself doing is that in 1 hour time, you have to lean on the wall or you have to start looking for a place to sit. I want just allow me to scroll back to the others. Oh, can you see my screen?
You were actually moving. I'm not sure we can see your screen.
Oh,
Yeah, it has been stagnant for a while now.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm very sorry about that. Oh, guys, I'm really, really sorry that you didn't see my screen, but don't worry. I think the slide itself doesn't contain much, so we will. Okay. That was a little strange to me too, because it shows that it was showing. Yeah. Okay. So let me talk about the environment part. The slide itself doesn't contain much. I think I already spoke about that. Yeah. So about the environment, this is very important. Okay. The environment in a way can just change a lot around you. So I always tell people that if I have a big room and or even a small room, and then you enter the room and the only thing in the room is no, there's nothing in the room, your brain will start thinking after some minutes about what you want to do. So the first thing is, okay, where should I sit? Then you find people leaning on the wall. Just study it. Then you see that people start adjusting, they start changing postures. All they want to do is to sit. Okay, the body just wants to come to rest. That's the first part. The second aspect is that if you come to the room and there is a table in the room, most of the people will sit on the table. Now, does it mean that the table is what people should sit on? No, but that is what is available to them. Now, when you have another room and then there is a chair there, people will sit on the chair instead of the table. So you see that it is the same room, the same people, but the only things you are changing are the things in the room. So if you are a student or maybe you are a book writer, one thing you can do is that you can just put your notepad by you. You wake up, the first thing you do or the first thing you see is your notebook. You are going to sleep, the next thing you see is your notebook. Your book is opened, so definitely you want to put something down. So you have to set an environment in which, so you have to set an environment that not only motivates you, but automatically forces you to take an action. Example, if you want to learn how to play b-ball, one of the ways to do it, or you want to be a sports person, one of the ways to do it is to now be in the community of people who are always playing football, b-ball, or they are sports people, because they always talk about Manchester United. Yeah, I used to be a Manchester United fan, but unfortunately, that was unfortunate. Yeah, I used to be. Yeah. So they always talk about Manchester United and then they always talk about other things. So that community alone, even though you didn't go online to read anything about sports, you start hearing about refs, you start hearing about rules, you start hearing about other things. Now, you didn't step into that community to go and learn anything, but that community was just building you up. These guys will now wake up and then they'll want to go and play football. Yes, maybe the first 2 days you go and then you just sit there. But one day, one of them will pull you to the pitch. Then you also start playing. So you see how community can change a lot of people. Another one is that if you want to be a good reader, so just form a community that is already so Be in the community of what you want to become. Like, that is so simple. Just make sure, I think I have to take it again. Be in the community of, let me take the slide down. I'm no longer using the slide. Yeah. So just be in the community of what you want to become. Okay. So if you are not academically inclined, but you are the person who always have to learn a lot before you get it, make sure you find yourself in a community where people are always learning. One of the things that also helped me when I was a student was that I level 200, I just happened to join a group of students who were doing extremely well in software even before coming to school, and they were computer science students. And the only thing I was talking about was how missiles move, and then a boy threw a stone and the stone went to land, calculate the distance. And every day these guys are talking about C++. And one of the discussions that changed our life were four in my room when we were in level 200. We had an exam the next day. Was when we went to learn, but found ourselves talking about separate things. And I'm glad all those guys are. I think one is now at Meta, the others are like at big places. And when I think about where they are now, it just resonates with the conversations we had a day before. But I'm sorry, one person failed that particular exams. Yeah, but still talking about environment. So, key thing about the environment, set an environment of who you want to become. This is not about you faking it. No, you want to be a sports guy, be in the community of sports people. You learn what they do, you are being cultured into it. Okay, so that is about that one. If you have a question, you can drop the question into the comment section. Okay, so the next step will be that one habit at a time. Don't say you want to learn software engineering and then go and watch YouTube videos, how to build Instagram, and then the entire video is 8 minutes and you want to just do everything in 8 minutes. No, progress doesn't always come with perfection. Okay, progress doesn't always come with perfection. It's little by little. You want to start a company, it doesn't mean you should go and buy 1 acre of land and develop it, start the manufacturing. Sometimes you just need to start from your garage. Unfortunately, not everybody's dad have a garage, so you have to start from your dormitory. Okay, next one, reduce distraction one at a time. Like, you don't have to eliminate your entire community. I've spoken about how community can help you. So another thing is that when I speak about the positive of one, just know that the opposite applies to the opposite. So I spoke about how community can help you. That also means that if you find yourself in the wrong community, that is going to disturb you a lot. Okay. Okay, so the next thing will be about priorities. Everybody is always busy. Everybody is always busy. I'll tell my team that even if I'm sleeping, I'm busy. Or even if you see me not doing anything, I'm busy. And I can remember telling them that even if they themselves are not doing anything, they are busy. So everything is just about priority. If you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section now. Then we start talking about all those. Okay, so we are done with the slide. The slide doesn't contain anything, so now I talk from my head. Okay, so the key aspects of the entire productivity thing is identifying signals from noise. At the end of this presentation, I am hoping to take you through some of the tools that are already available and people have been using them to be productive. I personally have one that I create. It's an Excel file I'll share with you, but not the actual template. Before the meeting, I was trying to edit it so that I can share, but I got distracted by James. James, thank you for distracting me. Yeah, so one thing is identifying the noise from this, identifying signals from the noise. So we have a lot of things to do. You receive a lot of calls, you receive a lot of messages. When you go to work, a lot of colleagues give you a lot of works to do. Sometimes it feels like you are doing a lot, but you are not doing anything. The key in it is that you have all those coming as information, but some of the information, they are actually noise, not signals. Signals are supposed to be very important to you. So sometimes you tune your radio and all you hear is shh. You don't want that. You want to hear a human talking. You want to hear music. You want to hear something pleasant to the ear. So that is what you are interested in. So one of the things that you have to do if you want to be productive is identify the signal and leave the noise. They can be in separate forms. If you are a student, you have to know what is per the survey. There are a lot of students, so permit me to narrow a lot of things down to students. When you are a student, you have a lot of things to do. You have some meetings that are not even necessary to you. NSS, you want to go to school, you have jobs and the likes to apply for. You don't have to be clicking on every link. You have to look for what is important to me. Then you focus on that signal. Another thing is to be very intentional. Being intentional, I've spoken about it a little when I was talking about building the environment um thing. Whenever you receive an email from Twin Technologies, you will see progress with intention. If you are not intentional about something, even if it is happening, you will not notice it. So being intentional about progress is very important. In my Excel file that I will share, I will explain to you how you can be intentional about things. One way to be intentional about things is when you, example, Sundays, for instance, you have to plan your entire day. You have not your entire day, but just plan some range of days that I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. I want to open a bank account. I want to save 5 cedis every month. No matter how small it is, just know that this is what I want to do and do exactly that. Just be so intentional about it. Use time management tools. Time is, for me to say, one of the most important resources. I believe time is more important than money, and I believe that the saying that time is money is actually wrong. Like time is time has more value than money. But because the money has a physical evidence, so we are limited to just the physical evidence. So you have to use some of the time management tools. I'll talk about all those. If I'm not able to do that, maybe we'll have to do it in the second half of the year, because the first half of the year is already planned. Another thing is that do few great things. Don't do a lot of things. So when you wake up in the morning or whenever you want to do it, list all the things you want to do. When you list all of them, just identify the ones that are important and number them. So in this week, even if I am not able to do anything, I have to do A, B, C, D. If I'm able to do these four, I'm okay. The rest are bonuses. Okay, so you don't live life by chance. It's good to live life by chance, but you remember that you don't select your results, you select actions, you take actions, and then those actions yield results. So when you when you take a bad action, just be ready for a bad result. And when you take a good action, just ready for a good result. But it's always not true. Sometimes you do good things, but you receive bad. I was talking about creating communities and then seek guidance. Not all your mates are your mates. Okay, there are people who are in our class, there are people who are in the same age group as us. We see them to be colleagues. They are, yes, our mates, but they are not our mates. You will have to learn how to identify such people. There are people that when they speak to you, you will feel like, oh, this one sounds like my grandfather talking to me. You will have to identify you have to identify those people. So learn not to just see people as age mates, learn not to just see people as co-workers, colleagues. We all grew up in the same community. No, they have certain experiences that you don't have. Your mentor shouldn't always be the one who is extremely older than you or the one who you admire on TV. Okay, so these people can be able to guide you to be very productive. Now, the productivity thing I'm talking about, I'm not yet narrowing it down, but later on we'll just focus on how to use time effectively. Okay. Um, Yes. So aside you interacting with the human beings to get more insights from human beings, where I spoke about mentors just recently, the next thing is to read and then learn. Social media has a lot of disadvantages, but it still have a lot of advantages. When you open your feed, one thing I usually do randomly is that I just go online, and when I see the trend of things that are in my feed, it tells me what I search or what I am currently doing. So when I go on social media and I'm scrolling and I'm seeing things about a baby dancing, a dog barking, then it means, oh, that week I actually spent more time watching dogs bark. So how important is that to me? The other aspect is that now I think Instagram, I don't know of other channels, but Instagram now gives you the ability to make some alterations to the algorithm, so you can make some changes. And the devil is always in the details. So what TikTok always recommends to you is what you are really watching. So if you want to um, learn how to save money, always make sure you search about those people there. And when it happens that way, so social media, you can't always be offline. Okay, so whilst you are online and you are being addicted to it, just make sure that the information you are taking from there is very important to you. So make sure whilst you're on social media, whilst you are reading your books, whatever thing, the things you are reading, they all align to the goals that you have set. We've not spoken about goal setting yet, but we'll talk about those later. Are we good? Okay, so the next thing is that um, track what you want to do, record it. There are thousands of project management skills. I made mention of sharing one of my Excel files with you. One of the project management skills I personally liked is Asana. But you can equally search for any project management skill, software, and use. Treat your life as a project. And that is the reason I had to develop that Excel file. So I took my life as a project. So this is my life as a project. What are the key features I want to find in my life, or what are the key requirements that are in my life? Okay, so maybe I want to go to school. Maybe I want to start saving 100 cedis every day. Maybe I want to do another thing. Maybe I want to do another thing. The key is that draw a pie chart. Let me take you through the process. So first draw a pie chart, and after drawing a pie chart, just divide it. So the first thing to do, oh, okay, my laptop is not screen touch. The first thing to do is to write everything you want to do, usually at the beginning of the year. Okay, areas of your life you want to develop: finance, academics, whatever, professional life, personal life, whatever thing you want to do. Just make sure that you write them down. Then you draw a pie chart. So this is my life. What percentage of my life should go into personal development? Okay, I want to switch a job. I don't want to do finance. I don't want to be banking again. I now want to apply AI to banking. So what percentage of my time should I do? You do all those. Then now you come to the Excel file. Then you break it down. So if I want to become an AI engineer specializing in finance, what are the courses I have to take? I have to take courses A, B, C, D. Who do I have to talk to? All those now become activities that you have to list in the Excel file. Okay, if you have any question or anything, you can just share in the comment section. At the last minute, I'll share a link so that people can join the call and then also talk. Okay. Um, I feel I still have more to talk about, but I want to talk about the Excel file first, so that I integrate a lot into the Excel file. Would that be okay with you, or you still want me to talk? Oh, no one is sharing a comment. That's sad. Excel file, I should still talk.
For me, I
No,
think
James, not
just
you.
ride on, ride on. Maybe you can go straight to the Excel file.
Okay. Okay. James, you said two things, right on Excel file, but the people are not talking. Okay, then okay. So another thing is to learn to say no. Okay, learn to say no. You get to work and your direct boss has given you something to do, you accept it. Your colleagues have given you something to do, you accept it. Meanwhile, your tax list is still there, you've not touched it. At the end of the day, you are not being productive. You are busy, you've done a lot of works, but you are not busy, like you are not productive, because at the end of the day, when they ask you what have you done, yes, you have worked on behalf of your colleagues. You have done the other important things your bosses have given to you. But what will be used to rank you, you've not done them. Okay, so sometimes you have to learn how to say no. You have to tell your boss that no. And it is quite unfortunate that the community where most of us we come from, when you tell your superior no, that becomes like you are being disrespectful. So you have to be very strategic on how to say the no. Be very strategic about it. Otherwise, you'll be seen as something else. But saying no is one of the things that will help you. Okay. Okay. My ritual, this I call a ritual, is I initially when I was a student, I do it every Sunday. Yeah, Sundays on campus was one of my busiest days, but I still do this as a ritual every Sunday. I look at my calendar. I look at my calendar and then I look at, okay, what activities do I have to attend? Then they are all there. Insert them into my calendar, set reminders. Which ones do I have to attend? Which ones are not important? Which one can I ask someone to go on my behalf? Or which one should I just give a call? Oh, I'll not be able to come because of A, B, C, D. So I do all this. Then I know what I'll then I know what I'll be doing and then what I will not be doing. One of the things that Newton liked, or probably I've not used it personally, but I think Newton usually uses it, is the Pomodoro. Yeah, Newton I know uses Pomodoro a lot. And a little survey I did, it really helps people. So we'll talk about that one also. After setting the goals, so what I was talking about is about the ritual is that you list what you want to do, then um, you insert it into your calendar, Google Calendar, add reminders to it. Okay, so before the week even begins, you know how busy you are going to be. Then you use color codings to tell which one is important, which one is a must, which one is not a must. Have you gotten it? So that you know that, okay, this class I will not attend. This event I will not be there. So you even send maybe the event is on Friday. Send a message to the person on Sunday or Monday that this event I will not be there. Then the person is already in the known. Or if it is too difficult for you to say I will not be there, just give the person that, oh, there's a high chance I will not be there. Then getting close to the day, we will just do you just tell the person about that one. One of the things that I find people talk about a lot is multitasking. That if you want to be productive, you have to multitask. You have to um, do a lot of things at the same time. Multitasking is very expensive, extremely expensive, like very, very expensive. So if you have to be writing your notes and still be watching Python 101 code, your brain will have to be switching. And the process of that switching, per what I have read, is very expensive, and I will not advise it. It will look like, yeah, you've been able to achieve the two tasks within the same time frame, but it is not. But multitasking can come in. Maybe that will not be called multitasking, but we can say that this is multitasking. That probably you are watching and listening to a podcast where you don't have to take notes. That you can multitask. Okay, so you try to make sure that when you want to use the brain intensively, yeah, thank you very much, Prince. Yeah. So learn not to use the brain for multiple intensive things. Just focus on one thing, finish it, and move to the other. It is very effective than trying to read two notes at the same time. You are listening to one note and then writing another note. Some multitasking things I hear people do is so crazy. But I also believe that people can train their brains. I don't doubt that. But so the idea of multitasking is very expensive, and please don't try that. Yeah, so I'll talk about Pomodoro very soon. I still have a lot of things to talk about, but we have about 30 minutes to exit. So I will leave all those things and then move to different things. One thing I want to talk about is be consistent. Okay. When you start all this, you want to be very productive. Um, so you always go out every 7 p.m. with your friends to sit somewhere and watch ladies pass by and describe all those. You do all those from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. every day, and you identify that that is not helping. You want to change. Now you want to be in a community of people who from that same 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., they are somewhere doing what you want to become. So you now want to be part of that community. Know that your first community will want to pull you into their community again. And the second community will resist you because you are not a material that they like. Okay. But you have to be consistent. Okay. Because number one, you want to leave your old community. Number two, you are not a fit for the other community. So the key point here is that you will have to be very consistent about it and be very intentional about it. And even saying the no is, there are times that when people want to talk to me, I start saying no in my head, even before they tell me. So whatever thing they say, the first answer I say is no, even before listening to them. And it's something I have noticed that at a point in my life, I was always saying yes to people. So I'm like, did I just say yes? Oh, I'll not be able to do it. Then I have to kill myself to do it. So example, I'm supposed to travel tomorrow and someone says, I want you to take me to a different place tomorrow. Then once the person says tomorrow, I say, oh yes, I can, yeah, I'll take you there. So you have to train your brain to say no. Just learn to say no until you can think independently. When you say no, you can easily say a yes later on, because if you ask me to do something for you and I tell you I will not do it, I'll not be able to do it. Oh, Miriam, are you on the call? Okay, so if I tell you no, I will not be able to do something for you, and later on I do it for you, that is better than telling you yes, I will do it and not do it. Yeah. So I won't share anything, but just yes or no about things. Yes, leverage on AIs. There are AIs to do a lot of things. Like there are certain things you don't have to waste your time to do. Not just AI, leverage tools. there are times you have to learn. There are times you have to learn how to do certain things, but most often learn how to use tools, and you don't have to learn everything. So let me take you through the Pomodoro first and other time management tools, because we have 20 minutes more to leave. This is the Pomodoro. So a student or someone who wants to learn new skills, if you sit the entire night to learn, what will happen is that you'll be very tired. So what you can do is that you can learn 40 minutes, but this also has to do with knowing yourself. Okay, this have to do about knowing yourself. So if I know myself that I can learn for 40 minutes, then what I do is that I learn for 40 minutes, then 20 minutes I use it to just walk in the room a little, do some squats, chats for that. Make sure that you just release your brain of the tension for 20 minutes. Then after that, you continue again. Okay, so that's like 20 minutes work in. Okay, Mike said no. Mike, do you understand what I said? Hello, Michael. Okay, so you use 20. Okay, okay. So you use 20 minutes to do what you want to do, and then, sorry, you use 40 minutes to do what you want to do, and 20 minutes to just relax your brain. This varies from people to people. Some people can do 65, some people can do, it depends on you. Okay, but if you have to go long term stressing your brain, the Pomodoro is one of the things that you can decide to do. And aside the Pomodoro, you will have to look at it. So there are some of the tasks that I will share my screen. Just let me know if you can see my screen. Just a minute. Oh, they're asking me to sign it. That doesn't sound right. Okay. Okay, so instead of sharing Pomodoro, let me talk about the Excel file first. Let me know if you can see my screen. The platform, the Pomodoro. There are lots of softwares for that. It just means, okay, yeah, there's another thing I've not spoken about, time blocking. Yeah, I've not spoken about time blocking. I will not talk about time blocking. Yeah. Yeah, I'll not talk about time blocking. Okay, so this is, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, yeah, your screen is visible.
Okay. Okay, so this is not the entire Excel sheet, but this is more like for beginners. Okay, so we can start with this. What you do is that you create an Excel book, and in that Excel book, you have a cover page that tells you that is not needed. Those are more like you just want to learn more Excel. So this is just a random sheet I created with an AI. There's no need for me to go and put all these books here. So I just asked, give me books, and then I copied and pasted. So so I'm assuming I want to develop the reading habit, okay? Or I'm a literature student, I need to read a lot of books, those kind of things. And as a student, one of the things you can do is that you can, instead of having here as books, okay, you can have there as courses, okay? So what you start with is that this is a book by someone, and what you do is that you rate it. So example, if I'm supposed to give an account of what I have read today, or if I'm supposed to give a report on this particular thing. How will I rate myself and be sincere? Okay, so maybe this is Math 101. How will you rate yourself today if you're supposed to take an exam in Math 101? Per what you have taught, per what you have been taught, the other assignments you've been given. So maybe you rate yourself this, then you rate yourself that. So you decide on what you want to do per your standing. So maybe this particular book, I'll rate myself 41%. Then this particular book also, I'll rate myself 180%, whatever percent you want to give yourself. Now, every week, you have to make time and go through this shit. Okay, I mean, like the book, you have to go through the pages singularly. So now you know, okay, these are, so the areas of your life you want to develop, you will see them here. So you want to develop your reading habits, you want to develop your ability to get jobs, and then maybe you've already applied for some jobs. So these are also random shit. So you are a student, you are searching for internship, you are an NSS personnel, you are searching for jobs. The jobs you have applied to, people apply for jobs and even forget the jobs you have applied to. You have a list here, then you have the status, you have the contact person. Okay, as I mentioned, I have not shared the entire sheet just because I don't want to confuse people a lot. You have to also add a completion date. So example, sorry, so let's say I've applied to Princess Security or Security Princess as a director of security engineering. And then you have to update, okay, so this email was read but not replied. There are tools that can tell you that your email was read. So maybe you don't know, just say that you have sent an email but no reply. Then what is the chances of you getting it? Oh, okay, it is 10 against 10, from 10 to 20. This is a range you can give to yourself. I have to rush because we have 30 minutes to close. Okay, so you know that, okay, you have applied to this, but the other ones too, you've not applied. So maybe here you can put not applied or something just to remind you. Okay, so every day when you wake up or every day when you have a personal check-in, I was talking about my routine before I stopped talking about that, is one of my routine is a personal check-in. I check in on myself and I ask myself, okay, you want to do A, B, C, D. How far have you gotten in this? How far are you done with this? And the disadvantage about this is that when you start using this Excel sheet, you need to have a personal medical doctor, especially those that are into hearts. Because there are times you come and then you look at the sheet and everything is in red. And it just beats everything out of you. But the good news is that you know your status. So you know you are failing at the point of failing. You don't wait until 1 week to examination and you know, oh, I've not even read this, I've not read that. No. So even before you fail, you know. So you now have more time to make corrections. But the only disadvantage is that sometimes you look at the entire thing, it is all in red. Okay. One of the things I want to talk about is the color gradings here. When I was developing this thing the first time, I noticed when I placed in the first 4 colors, I didn't see any change in the colors, even though I was expecting to see some changes in the colors. And the thought that came to mind is this is how progress is. When you move from 1 to 2, you don't see anything. When you move from 2 to 3, you don't see anything. But when you get, because imagine I have covered the last 5 or the last 6. You think, oh, you just use your hand to cover the down colors and just watch the first 4 colors. You think they're all red. But when you watch the entire picture, that is when you realize that no, there was progress. The first one was very deep red. That is absolute failure. And that is how progress is. You don't always see progress as progress. You think nothing is happening. So that is where consistency counts. Okay, there are times that you have good reasons to give up. There are times that you just feel like, no, this is not for me. I've been in this class for a year and I'm not even understanding anything. That is progress. You don't see it until you count the steps. Okay, so from 1 to 10, yeah, red. The first 3, they were all in reds. But when you look at the entire picture, then you notice that no, there's actually a color change. Okay, that's one of the things I want to um, share with you. And if you've not taken anything from this meeting today, I will want you to take it that you will have to have an Excel sheet like this. It doesn't have to be an Excel sheet, but just make sure that you have a way of tracking what you do. So example, if you have projects, so this can be anything, like just anything, any aspect of your life. You want to start something, you want to start a business. Where have you gotten to? So this is like starting a business. Okay, I need to save this amount of money for this. I need to write this exams. I need to get this certification. I need to do this. I need to do that. I want to become a data scientist. Okay, what are the requirements of becoming a data scientist? First, you talk to people, you watch videos, you get the excitement. Everybody talks about all those data scientists make all those kind of monies, and as a data scientist, the sexiest job in the 21st century. You hear all those, you're excited, then later on you start seeing the reds and you have to talk to a medical doctor. But don't take the medical doctor aspect too serious. I was just joking about the medical doctor part. But it just means that it just beats you up. Like it just beats you up that, boy, you are failing. Okay. Now, there are a lot of ways that you can become productive. This, as I mentioned from the beginning, is more like a very general thing. And later on, we will them down into other things and how you can use the tools. Okay, the tools, there are a lot of tools you can use. Example, you can have alarm. I've not spoken about time blocking. So now I will now open time for questions. I know I've not spoken about a lot of things, but guys, let's do this. Questions. Any question? Okay, if there is no question, then I will still continue. Um, oh, some effective time management tools. This one, when you go online and you search, you get a lot. There are a lot of them. Even Pomodoro alone. Pomodoro itself is a technique. It's not the name of the tool. It's a technique. Okay, so even when you search Pomodoro, you will get a lot out of it. But the main idea of Pomodoro is, yes, I can share my Excel file. I can share the Excel file with you. Um, the main idea of the Pomodoro thing is you want to do a lot of things, but you don't want to stress your body. And yes, I've not spoken about this as well. Make sure whatever thing you are doing, you find it exciting and enjoying so that you don't give up. So that is how come when I was talking about you want to become a data scientist, so you are learning about Python and it is becoming so stressful. Just go on Instagram, watch videos about Python on Instagram. Those ones will be fun. So whilst you're on Instagram getting all the dopamines and the likes, the content you are picking there is related to how to become a data scientist. Have you gotten? So it's not like you are sitting behind a book and you are learning and you are now writing codes, you're typing and no, but rather this time you have changed the channel. Yeah. So the Excel file, how will I share the Excel file? I can we can share it under this same channel, this same page. Yeah, I think that should be the simplest. Yeah. So probably by Wednesday I will do that. I will not do that today. So by Wednesday it should be here. And when I was talking about the colors, one of the things that came to mind is that the saying of the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Sometimes you are actually working. I'm saying this not to motivate you, but rather just to let you know that sometimes you are actually being productive. Yeah, like you are putting in the work. But the fact that you are not seeing an evidence doesn't mean that that is an absence of the evidence. Okay, so don't be too hard on yourself. Uh, you have a lot of goals, you have a lot of things you want to do, but your health also matters. You don't have to run from Accra to Akachi before you know that you're a good runner. Yeah, just little by little. Okay. Having an accountability partner. I skipped this because there was no time. And talking about the community thing, I felt I have spoken about it, but let me talk about that. It is good that you share your goals with someone. Tell the person that by March, I want to do A, B, C, D. And if I'm not able to do the A, B, C, D, I want you to do this to me. Okay. It doesn't always have to be like that, but have an accountability partner, someone who will call you, bro. You say you won't learn this, and how far? The courses you take, like what have you done? You said you wanted to start this thing, you wanted to do that, you wanted to do that. Someone who will not do the actual work for you, but will guide you through. The person can equally do the work for you, all right, but oh yeah, I can equally share through your meals. That's good. Yeah. So the other aspect is that have an accountability partner. The person doesn't always have to be your dad, your mom, but that person should have you at heart, and that person should be your personal reminder. Yeah, the person should remind you of things, and we can't trust human beings always. That is how come I have that Excel sheet as an accountability partner. So when I go to that Excel sheet, and I always recommend the Excel sheet to be in the cloud. Okay, so when I am even on my phone anywhere, I can just go to my Google Cloud, Google Excel. It's on my actually it's on Google Excel. So the Google Excel, you just pick it and then update it anytime, anywhere, because probably you're waiting for an email, you're not getting a response, and suddenly it just came. Just update it. Regular updates. Okay. Yeah. So if there's no question, then we are out of here. The next session will be in a month's time, and that we have someone from PwC speaking to us about money and mindset. Yeah. So we spoke about time today, even though we didn't do much about time. We were within a blend of time and managing time and our other resources to be productive. The next thing we'll be talking about is money and mindsets. Very key. Okay. So if there is no question, I wish I could share my screen to draw a graph, but when you have a tax, okay, you have to know which one you have to do now. What do I have to do now? I need to take this action now. If I don't take this action now, something will spoil. Then the ones that I can do later, then which one can I delegate to my younger brother? For example, I'm supposed to be somewhere and there's a washing machine and my younger brother just needs to walk 15 minutes and dump the dresses in the washing machine. I don't need to spend 15 minutes to go and wash because my younger brother can do that and just press a button. So delegating that task to my younger brother shouldn't be a problem. But you need that 15 minutes to dress up for an event that starts in 5 minutes. So you don't have to always say, okay, it's my duty, I have to do it myself. No, you need to learn how to delegate. And people have been using you to delegate. That is how come you have to learn how to say no. Or like learn how to say no. That is very important. Most of the things that keep us busy are things that people have forced on us. They are not things that actually make us productive. They are things that keep us busy. And they are not part of our goal because no, just imagine someone could have just gone online and then search for, let's say, the person wants to learn Python. The person could have just gone online, search for courses that the person could use to learn Python. Now, the person says that you go and watch, the person has sent you the person has sent you about 10 videos and said, go and watch and recommend the best to me. Like, how do you want me to watch the 10 videos and come and recommend one to you? So imagine one video is 2 hours. So you see how the person is using me to, I'm not saying this actually happens, but this is just an example. you can relate to this in separate ways. So your lecturer recommended 5 books. Someone said go and read all the 5 books and then recommend the best, or just take a scroll through the like. Those are things that someone is delegating to you, and the person has saved the time. Yes, in a way, you have also benefited by getting the knowledge, but you have to ask yourself: is this important? Priority, as we've spoken about, guys. It's time, and see you in 1 month time. I will share a link with you, Linktree. You can use this link to connect with TwinTech any day, anytime. If you have not subscribed to this channel, I think you are doing us a disfavor, because it will be very difficult for us to get in touch with you the next time. And one way to stay connected is for you just to click on the subscribe button, so that whenever we want to get in touch with you, or whenever we post any material of this sort, you will get a notification. I hope that is fair. Oh, I can't even find the link tree link. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, so I'm posting the link tree link as a comment. Just go in there. And then click on it. If you're on LinkedIn, we are more active on LinkedIn than any other channel. So just click on it, follow, subscribe to the LinkedIn channel, sorry, YouTube channel. Recommend this video to someone who really wants to make a productive life. This is a series, so it's called the Human Edge series, and it's actually coming from the 3Hs. Okay, the 3H is an idea from a very long place, but channeled through Maoli School. That is the head, the heart, and then the hand. Thank you very much for watching. If you have no question, that will be all for today. The next series, the next is on money and mindset. Or if you have a question but you prefer to join the live, I can equally share the live link with you, and you just have to tap on it and then join. If you want to join, just say yes. Then I share the link with you. Then I know we have to wait a little bit for your question. Would that be fair? Okay, so nobody said yes. Okay, someone said yes. Yes, we have a WhatsApp channel too. We have a WhatsApp channel. We have a WhatsApp channel. Yes, we have a WhatsApp channel, and I'm sure. Okay, I can share a link to the WhatsApp channel through your email, so you don't worry. Yeah, Daniel. Yes, we have a WhatsApp channel. Any other question? So if there is no other question, then you can exit the call. But if you have any question, probably you want to ask, you want to join live and ask, just tap on the link I just sent in the comment and then just ask. Gabriel Kusi 19. Unfortunately, I have no idea about what you are saying. Hey, James, do you have anything?
Is that?
Do you have anything to say?
So, something to say, add, contribute, or questions?
A question, contribution?
For the contribution, you have said it all. You have said it all. Like it's so impactful, and I don't know for any other person, but I'm lucky to be in my corner, and then I'm writing and then taking some few notes to add up to what I know. Yeah, so I have nothing to say, but I think some of the things you said resonate with me, and then I would just like to say that you just have to be intentional about being productive. You have to be intentional about having a change in your life so that you can be productive. Because it's very clear with, let's look at our gym bros. If the person is locked in, as they say in the US slang, if they lock in, they are always at the gym. They don't care, be it rain, snow. You get them, oh bro, I'll be in the gym at that time, so they can't be available. I'll be in the gym at that time, can't be available. You get, and they get the results in their body, and the result doesn't come instantly, because I can also talk about that another aspect of being productive in a task you've given yourself. I was writing a code, and each day I am not getting results, but each day I get insights to how I should uh, edit the algorithm. Yeah. So I get insight each day, and then I just reward myself for that. I'm happy. Oh, okay, today I was able to know that this algorithm doesn't work well with what I'm trying to get. This algorithm, this what I'm using is not good. This function is not good. So let me try it this way tomorrow. I'll go again tomorrow, trying this way, I'll go again tomorrow, and then I'm sure that would really help. We spent a lot of time, and then since nobody wants to join and ask you all the questions, for me, I'll enter your DM and ask you all my questions. Thank you so much, Ellie, for this insightful session. God
Thank you very
bless you.
much, James. And thank you to everybody for staying with us and subscribing. And thank you for sharing the link. Yeah, because I was very happy to see a lot of people sharing the link on their status. Yeah, I was very happy. At least it gives me a motivation that, yeah, what we are doing, people are interested. Yeah, it's not like I'm handcuffing people. Hey, come and sit down and listen to me. No, it doesn't sound like that. Yeah. Okay. So I will end the call here since no one has joined. Bye.